Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this evening. Right about now, might even be finished by now, Celtic Fans Collective, the Green Brigade, the Boys, and various other groups within the Celtic support. The Celtic Fans Collective will have 7 representations at the meeting tonight. The affiliation of registered Celtic supporters clubs have 2 in attendance tonight. The Association of Irish Celtic Supporters have 2 members. The Celtic Disabled Supporters Association have 2 members. The Celtic Supporters Association has 2 members. The Boys Celtic have 1. Celtic Trust has 1. The Green Brigade has 1 member. The North Curve Celtic has 1 member also. And the North of Ireland Supporters Clubs have 2 members. They are not a part of the collective. That is all who is at the meeting this evening. And how do you think the meeting will go? Let's put that over the face of the board. in a mark of disrespect to them. We'll put that up there and cover up the board this evening, because let's face it, they've treated us with disregard and disrespect for quite a few years now. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into some hilarity. Why is that so small? Square Sausage Wick says, sad to see the comic genius Martin go. I will miss his deadpan tongue-in-cheek humour. How straight-faced is beyond me. Nicholson offered them free pies. I don't think he offered them... Why is this so small tonight? That's maybe a bit big, isn't it? Why has it done that? I don't think they'd be offered free pies, but it's going to be an interesting evening. Tell me in the comments, what do you think that Monty's going straight for the kill? He reckons it'll be a load of pish. He's just going straight for it. What do you think that the board will come out with to say that it's basically a load of old cod's wallop, as they say? Do you think that they'll appease them? No comment, Des. No comment. Nah, it's not. It's a green screen. Other than that, Brendan Rodgers has been talking about Michael Ange Balwisha, who played, you've got to say, if it wasn't for his pass, I don't think Dice would have scored the goal. But he joined the club in the summer for, was it just over £5 million? And a lot of people have been saying, how could this guy be so bad? We've chased him for the best part of 2 years. And could this weekend have been the day that that his career really kicked on and kicked off with Celtic? Tony Boy says it's going to be a waste of time tonight. Imagine fuck all will come from the meeting. Only excuses will come from the meeting tonight. I think it'll be a whitewash. Interesting. Maybe 4 pies. Wee Mitch is in the house. Evening Baz, the One Celtic Fans View. No chance they're giving anyone any food. They'll hand you a coffee and hold out your card reader for payment. That is true, actually. They will do that. Conan says, here's one thing, Baz. Do you think that the board cares? Not a single inch. Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's a club across the city who, PR-wise, are leaving the Celtic board. Now, Peter Lawwell was a man who always wanted to get one over Rangers, and it was always been better than them. Right now, the PR department at Rangers are outflanking Celtic on every manoeuvre. They're getting the fans back on side. Bombs like this. Do you know, they're coming out making statements, apologising for introducing the manager to them. So we'll wait and see. We will wait and see what happens. And if Celtic make the statement first, or the fans collectively make a fans will have their say, but the board will say if all. The board won't say anything. The club just tried to do business as usual. Yes, it is doing business as usual. And tonight it is business as usual, as usual at Celtic. Celtic Sturm Graz tickets are on sale to all supporters. Went out at 7 p.m. tonight. Celtic continue their Europa League campaign with another match at Paradise later this month. Hoops will take on Austrian side Sturm Graz on the 23rd of October. £39 a ticket. Season ticket holders can buy the who have not purchased the 4-match tickets can spend £39 to get your ticket. And I mean, is there any point in going online to see how many tickets are for sale? Because when you look at it, Celtic hid the fact that there were so many empty seats for the game, and it looks as if it's going to be the same. But who knows? There's no point in looking at the because Celtic will manage to hide it. And then they will go on sale to the general public. All other supporters can buy the tickets online, priced at £45 plus a £1.50 booking fee. Seasonal seats are not guaranteed for these matches. 1 ticket per season ticket holder. That's interesting, because if you're a season ticket holder, you can go on and buy 1 ticket. But if you're not a season ticket holder, you can go on and buy tickets at £45 each. It's interesting that Celtic are doing that, isn't it? Make promises again to appease the fans and then give us a wee something to keep us quiet. Call the riot squad for this meeting. It's not going to need that. Not going to need that at all. I think the damage is done. Brendan Rodgers will walk, and nothing to speak about in terms of transfers. I don't think Brendan Rodgers will walk. I still say that Brendan Rodgers will be here till the end of the season. Don't know if you've seen the pictures that were going around of our leader, Mr. Lawwell, and the fact that he was not celebrating the winner at the game. Just an interesting one. But I don't think he will walk. He will be here till the end of the season. They're hiding behind their phones playing Candy Crush. They're that. Funny how they're doing this meeting now. They must be noticing that the fans are not spending as much money. Well, there will be that, Lindsay. There will be the fact that, they will see if fans have stopped buying tickets. That's usually an indication that, there's something wrong. If the fans haven't been buying merchandise, that will also have got alarm bells ringing. But anyway, Colin says the Rangers PR machine will announce Gerrard. The collective will never be seen again, lol. Taken into a darkened room and taken down the cellar to be taken over to Brussels. In Belgium, because they like putting people under floorboards and stuff in Belgium. Kevin Dunn says the board has never given a damn about the fans and the fan base because they know there's a waiting list for season tickets. But if Kevin, this is where if there's such a big waiting list for season tickets, why are they not taking up the tickets for the European games? I know that people are unhappy, but if there's such a demand for people waiting to buy tickets, why is it not a full house at European games? Just asking the question. It's all I do. A global market for the merchandise? Not all of it. And what? Yes, talking about merchandise. Let me get this picture from WhatsApp, because I noticed that I got sent this. Celtic put up a thing during the game, or was it at half time, on the big screens. It maybe even been before the game. Let me just save this. You might have seen it at the park. The 16th of October, the day to look out for. Save to downloads. Right, let's get this up onto the screen, because you're talking about merchandise and all things Celtic. Celtic being Celtic. Put this up on the big screens. Let's just take it down a bit. Celtic put this up on the big screens. And Celtic can only do what Celtic do best. And that is... that logo that you see up there, that is an Adidas special logo. Celtic are going to drop even more merchandise on the 16th of the 10th, 2025. Even more merchandise getting dropped on the Celtic fans. Colin says, spot on Baz about the European question. Honestly, our bus was over from Belfast this Sunday, was half empty. We had to double our normal tip for the driver. Why is that? Why is that? I'm a former season ticket holder. I feel disconnected from the club I love. I want rid of the board. I won't give them any money. I don't care. Or they don't care and they don't look after my club. I think one of the serious questions that need to be asked is if you're wanting rid of Dermot Desmond, if you're wanting rid of DD, is where do you go from that? Who do you get in? Who do you get in to take up such a vast amount of money and get no real return from it on an ongoing basis? Joseph says the waiting list fans forgotten about, treated poorly, so why get tickets? This is true. To get dropped again. There's that much demand. I've had countless emails offering more tickets recently. So there you go. It just shows you that I don't think that there is. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't think there's 10,000 on the waiting list. I don't think there is at all. I think it's complete nonsense that there's 10,000 on the waiting list. I just don't believe it. Right, let me just do a little bit of digging because I'm going to just double check that there's not been an email update from any sources. There are some people that will get some updates and it'll probably be released on the likes of Twitter. I can't see them. The ones that are at the meeting. I mean, I don't even know what time the meeting started at. There's a reluctance to give out a lot of information, which for me, I think if you want to get things pushed through, I'd get as many fans outside the door as possible. Just saying, but it's not the way that we do it at Celtic. Who has the money that wants to invest in the club? Don't blame the board with the merch, blame the fans that buy it. Yeah, this is true. This is true. But then we do have a lot of fans that go crazy for the Adidas stuff. Michelle's in the house. Stephen Johnson's in the house this evening. I'm just jumping through these comments. Nah, mate, you would get demonetised for that. The channel would get demonetised and would get hit with copyright claims from Celtic left, right and centre. Trust me. I think it was starting at 6. If it was starting at 6, it's not going to be going on still. I mean, I can't see the board sitting for 2 hours with the Celtic supporters. Don't know, unless they're giving fucking arm wrestles. Boxing match. But unless, I don't think that most people are interested in Europa League, to be honest. 45 quid for a ticket and see them pass the ball backwards, sideways isn't appealing. So that means that the majority of fans then are just big game Charlies. Do you know, it takes me back to the Ronnie Dyler years, where there was a big part of the stadium empty because they didn't like the manager. There is a very selective bunch of our support that are very selective on the competitions they want to go to and spend their money on. But it's always been like that. It's always been like that. Give that dog a treat. I didn't know what she was barking at, mate. Everyone's saying the meeting started at 6. Who does own Celtic if not DD? Well, if he sells his shares, he's not going to sell his shares. He's going nowhere. He's already said it. He's already said that he's going absolutely nowhere, and that his son will take a bigger say, if anything. It's not about getting rid of DD. It's about the restructuring of the board, in my humble opinion. Well, that was one of the things that... See, this is where you need to watch, Martin, because the fans collective, some of the people that are in the fans collective are all about the removal of Dermot Desmond. You know, there is a Celtic fans supporters PLC being registered with the one objective to raise enough fans with shares to become a fan ownership type thing. And God forsake that we go down the fan ownership route, because we will never be big in Europe again. We will be a Europa League club forever if we go down the road of a fans collective, a fan ownership. It's just my honest opinion. I would never want to see us go down that road. I mean, when we had one owner under Fergus McCann, everybody trusts Fergus. Fergus wanted to make sure that no one person could own the club again, that no one person could take the major controlling share of Celtic. And he sold the shares to individuals who knew that they had a lifelong tie to Celtic and that they wouldn't want to sell those shares and pass them on. So I think there's a lot of... I'd love to be a fly in the wall with this meeting tonight, and it'll be interesting to see if the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Rainy day here. It's created. Rainy day. Every sponsor of every club put fresh merchandise out all the time. Adidas are no different. Yeah, but I think Adidas are ripping the piss with Celtic this year. Don't you think so? I mean, are you happy with another new Adidas merchandise range getting dropped before the end of this month, just before we start? I mean, they tried to drop an Adidas range during the last international break, but the fans were up in arms, so they kind of just sneaked it out onto the website, didn't they? And didn't want to tell anyone about it, which I think is quite funny. But anyway, big shout out to wee Mitch for the £10 super chat. Also, I'm just jumping through these comments. It's not an issue fans buying merch if the club spent the time and the funds and the squad. I think I think a lot of the issue as well is not... There is a lot of gossip going around that the manager turned down players that were offered to him by... And this is what I don't get about Celtic. There's a lot of chat about Brendan Rodgers turned down players that were offered to him by the recruitment team. This modern nonsense in football, do you know, this modern nonsense that you need to bleed the young players in. I mean, if you're good enough, you play them. Do you think that Lennon Miller, when he came through the side at Motherwell, and Motherwell never pulled him out of the team, just played him. Boom, take the money, take the big cash. You've got young Colby Donovan, you've got Brendan Rodgers saying, there's lights still on at Parkhead, says Big Rab. Cool. It'll not be the main stand lights. Or you're talking about in the... Yeah, there'll still be lights on at this time anyway. The cleaners will be in. But if Brendan Rodgers is turning down players that have been offered to him, that's... There's something going on between what Brendan Rodgers is asking for in one hand and what he's been given in the other hand, and the quality of that player. What happened to the good old days? Do you know, we spoke about this loads of times. Good old days, the manager says, I want that player, you go and get him. I think the last time that happened led to Brendan Rodgers leaving the club the last time, because he turned around and said, I want a young McGinn. And Peter Lawwell pissed about, and he fucking drove down the motorway and went, "You're too late, Pete. Too late, Uncle Pete. I'm halfway down the M77. I'm not turning back. I'm almost at the M6. I'm not coming back." Big Des says, "Do a poll. How do you unite the fans in song? Boost or a group like cheerleaders. More half-game entertainment." And cheerleaders. That's so sexist in this day and age, mate. I would give them money for those tickets if I was the club as well. If they had the same ambition. Talking about ambition, we need Kaiser as a roving reporter. I'm sure he'll be doing that on his channel that he's on, since he jumped ship and he's on another channel, so good luck to him. Phil, China White, bet you're hoping the Rangers get a good manager. I just waited 5-10 minutes to come on, man. Pure China White. Man, Phil. Yeah, we're 8th in the league. We don't do... We chase boats and we chase buses. We're Afterpuskas, we're in mushies. Fucking Rangers fans, hey. And he's banned. Oh, Jesus. Paul Bear says he doesn't like the manager. Even during the Lions periods, we were lucky to get over 30,000 in most week in European nights. It's nothing new. Yeah, true. Doesn't matter who Sevco get, we will still win. Yeah, I mean, imagine a Rangers fan coming on here when they're 8th in the league. You're 8th in the league, mate. 8th in the league. Fuck me. We're coming! Yes, the Rangers are coming! Jesus God, honestly. How many times have we heard that? Brendan Rodgers was... That's another one. Doom, doom, doom. Another one back to dust. Doom, doom, doom. Another one back to dust. And another one, yeah. And another one back to dust. Ooh, with a Sevco. Another one back to dust. The 9th in the league. Are they? Jesus. 9th? Jesus, who knows? Who cares, to be perfectly honest? But anyway, what drugs are Sevco fans on? Yep. Cheers, Scotty boy. So yeah, in other Celtic news tonight, there's not really a lot of Celtic news going around, is there? Because Rangers decided to steal the headlines by sacking Russell Martin after how many? I mean, how many weeks has he been in? This is bound to be one of the quickest ever. Do you think they'll go through 3 managers in one season? I mean, it's usually after Christmas, isn't it, that they dispose of the manager, put them on gardening leave. And then get someone new in. How many times have we heard that, though? Anyway, Michelle says I'm off my head. It's just one of those things, isn't it, when they come on? It's a Monday night as well. Monday night, Rangers have approached Barry Ferguson. There we go. The hilarity is about to begin. It's a Monday night. You've got withdrawal symptoms for having a wee swally at the weekend. 17 games, is that all? We're only 7 games into the season. Was that friendlies as well? Jesus. It is the quickest ever, eh? And it takes the limelight off of the fan meeting tonight. But I'm sure we'll find out in the morning. 4 months Martin was there. I'm loving their turmoil, Big Des says. They'll be lucky to get top 6. Let's be honest. They'll be lucky to get top 6 because they've now got a new manager coming in. They've got a new manager. They've got a new way of playing. Do you think they'll go for Ange Postecoglou? I think they'll try and get Big Ange. Anyway, who cares about them? What do you think about the... Should give Chris Boyd the job. That would be funny if they give Chris Boyd the job, wouldn't it? They went through 5 managers. Yes, bring back failure, Sevco. Oh, we should unban him for the channel, shouldn't we? Right. Sevco pay 3 million to Martin and his backroom staff. Oofed. You would take the job. Anybody would just take the job knowing, you know what? I'm going for it. I want the Rangers job. Are you fucking mad? It's a poison channel. Oh, fuck, it's easy, man. You get fucking 6 months work. You sign up a 3-year contract, 4-year contract. You get a 3 or 4 million payoff. I'm walking about with the guns. Watching the guns. Kaiser here, Baz, watching on the big TV. Are you in the big house, Kaiser? You're on the big TV. Boyd as assistant manager, that would be hilarious. But, who cares? Only 2 more Rangers managers till Christmas. It is that, isn't it? There has to be maybe 2, maybe 3. But anyway, there is no news coming out of the meeting as yet. There's nothing. I've not had anything sent through. It doesn't look like. I mean, they can't still be in the meeting at this time. And you think that somebody would come out and stick something on Twitter. But maybe they've all been sworn to silence. And they will let Celtic announce something tomorrow. Seeing as Sevco are doing all the announcing on behalf of their fans. But we'll wait and see. Right next to the big house. Celtic mate said they're so confident point in the failing to realise the same numpty that hired Russell are the ones finding the replacement. Yeah. Could make a 12 Days of Christmas song about their managers at this rate, says Michelle. Oh, Jesus. And bringing in the 49ers coach. Get Russell matched in the coaching staff just to rub it in. Rub salt into the wounds. Nah, he's crap. Everybody knew he was crap before he went to them. They must be paying more wages to ex-managers than most team paying players. This is true. It is very true, isn't it? But anyway, no news is good news. Alex Ray. I thought he was with their team. Is he nowhere? He's with the ex-Celtic player, isn't he? He's not going to leave that job, surely, to go back to Sevco again. Anyway, right, that's me done and dusted for this evening. Baz, I just heard that they're bringing in Ferguson. Surely not. Surely they're not bringing in Ferguson. That would be hilarious if they did that. World's worst board, silence as usual. Yeah. It would be interesting to see if, Celtic PR man would be there tonight. The Celtic lawyer will be there tonight. The 2 men in question will be there tonight. There would have been no Peter Lawwell. And I reckon head of security has probably been there as well. It'll be interesting. I think they had their phones took off them at the door, more than likely. Wouldn't surprise. Kaiser, don't even get me started on that. Don't. Because, yeah, I'll message you privately, mate. I'll give you a call in 5 minutes. Right, on that note, who's next for the shower box? Getting right Surison. Oh, it just gets better. Yeah, it does that. Anyway, I shall see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll have some update from the Celtic Fans Collective, who had 7 people there. The affiliation of registered Celtic supporters, 2 people. The affiliation of Irish Celtic supporters clubs, 2 people. The Celtic Disabled Supporters Association had 2 people. The Celtic Supporters Association had 2. The Boys Celtic had 1. The Celtic Trust had 1. The Green Brigade had 1. North Curve had 1 also. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of the meeting. On that note, 2 seats for the lads for a Celtic state of mind. Where is that? I need to get that on the screen. There you go, Kaiser. Yeah, I'm not even saying anymore. I'll phone you in 5 minutes. On that note, have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.